chicks at Burger King, but which one? I mean, they won't be around long, and the toppings could drive a guy like me crazy. Do I check out the Italian chicken sandwich? Melted mozzarella and bella sauce, or the French, dressed to perfection with très delish ham and Swiss, or the American, totally overflowing with American cheese and veggies. So many chicks, so little time.
We do it like you do it at Burger King.
A tipped-over truck has left its driver in critical condition and blocked a major Twin Cities freeway for thousands of commuters. Authorities have now just removed the truck. It's one story we'll cover tonight.
WCCO Television presents Dave Moore, Colleen Needles, Mike Fairborn, and Mark Rosen. This is the 6 p.m. report.
Good evening, everyone. Here in Atlanta, everything is ready for Michael Dukakis to accept his party's nomination. The convention hall is not yet full, but most of the Minnesota delegation is here to listen to the speech of the party's choice for president. We'll have a preview of that speech and hear from some Minnesotans about what they expect in just a moment. But first, Don Shelby and Dave Moore standing by in the Twin Cities with the rest of the day's news.
Thank you very much, Colleen, and good evening, everyone. A big problem on 35W, which began just after noon, has just been cleared up tonight.
Semi-truck rolled over at 35W and 66th Street. The driver is hospitalized. Traffic has been blocked off and on, for the most part, in fact, all afternoon. And as Don mentioned, officials have just removed the truck from 35W. Trish Van Pilsen has been at the scene for the past few hours. She joins us now with an update. Trish?
Dave, things are moving pretty smoothly through here right now, but until just 15 minutes ago, a semi-truck tipped on its side was blocking the area where these two entrance ramps merge and enter 35W southbound. Just a few minutes ago, crews very carefully hooked up the truck and pulled it slowly upright. Really, it took just a couple of minutes for the truck to pop up and for them to tow it away, but that came after hours of traffic slowdowns.
407 to 03. We're going to send them west in the crosstown until they get this uprighted, so we're going to have to shut southbound off altogether here for about 10 minutes. I'm hoping it won't be any longer than that.
The accident happened at 12:30 this afternoon. A truck traveling southbound on 35W rolled over as it maneuvered a curve just north of the 66th Street exit. The 31-year-old driver is in critical condition, suffering from multiple fractures. It took hours for crews to unload the truck's cargo, huge rolls of paper. And while they did that, two entrance ramps to 35W South were closed, one coming off of Lindale South and one off the eastbound crosstown. Police rerouted traffic. Wasn't always easy.
One woman ran me off the road, went up over the curb and went down the ramp anyway.
Even though the traffic is moving pretty smoothly right now, the job is not done. I think you can probably see through the traffic behind me that the huge rolls of paper still remain on the edge of the freeway, and it took hours to get those rolls of paper out of the truck, so I'm assuming it's going to take hours to get them out of here and take them where they belong. As the tow trucks are coming in and out of here, there may be some traffic tie-ups, but they're going to wait a little while, get rush hour traffic through here, and clean it up after that.
Trish, the last we heard, the driver was still not identified, but the last we heard that he remained in critical condition. Is that correct?
That's right. He is in intensive care, suffering from multiple fractures.
Thank you, Trish. Today, St. Paul Police Chief William McCutcheon was cleared of any criminal wrongdoing.
I remember he was investigated as part of that controversial prostitution probe, which, by the way, is still underway in St. Paul. But the chief did not come away completely untarnished. Tom Stewart joins us live now with more on the story from St. Paul. Tom?
Don, as of today, Police Chief William McCutcheon no longer finds himself on the other side of an investigation. However, in some people's minds, he's not completely off the hook over his involvement in that touchy probe into prostitution among downtown businessmen.
Ramsey County District Attorney Tom Foley took over the controversial case this spring because of allegations Police Chief William McCutcheon had interfered with the prostitution investigation. Under scrutiny the past 5 months, several meetings between McCutcheon and Earl Monpettit, a prime target of this probe. Transfers of key investigators pursuing the case, and a convicted pimp's claim that McCutcheon himself met a prostitute on a bus ride. The special investigator brought in from Hennepin County to handle the case concluded the bus ride never took place, and Ramsey County authorities also cleared McCutcheon of other criminal allegations.
I have reached the following decisions. that there is no evidence that would support criminal charges against Chief McCutcheon. I have determined that at this time, there is no basis for a grand jury to review this matter.
But at the same time, the 27-page report raised several ethical questions about McCutcheon's handling of the case. Questions about whether he should have met with the subject of an investigation. Questions about the, quote, serious discrepancies in the chief's version of several key matters, including the transfers of investigators.
There is no basis for criminal charges in any of these matters, but the account does raise a number of questions in my mind about the police chief's reliability and credibility and his judgment.
As for Chief McCutcheon himself, he's on vacation until August 1st, but a copy has been sent to him of this report. He should have a comment tomorrow, according to aides. In the past, Chief McCutcheon has said he welcomes the scrutiny and looks forward to the conclusions. Don and Dave.
Thank you very much, Tom. Dave?
Today, state officials offered an update on how the drought is affecting Minnesota. In the Twin Cities, nearly 2 inches of rain has fallen since yesterday, and state climatologists say that may mean the worst of the drought is over for the metropolitan area. But most of the rest of the state remains very dry. And this morning, at a news conference in St. Paul, the Department of Natural Resources announced it is imposing burning bans on 8 more counties, bringing to 20 the number of counties in which outdoor fires are banned. One bright spot, the drought has not dampened Minnesota's tourism industry. Officials say lots of people have been heading north to escape the heat. Today, the Minnesota National Guard began delivering drinking water to residents of Haven Township near St. Cloud. About 50 families there have been without water since 2 wells ran dry several weeks ago. The water delivery was ordered by Governor Rudy Perpich. Don?
There was another protest this afternoon against the garbage burning plant under construction in downtown Minneapolis. Opponents gathered along the 7th Street area during the rush hour. They say the plant poses an environmental hazard. The Hennepin County Board disagrees and recently approved spending $50,000 to distribute booklets explaining the benefits of this particular burner. In a moment, we're going to return to Atlanta, where tonight Michael Dukakis will claim the Democratic presidential nomination. A Minnesota Perspective, coming up next.
Still driving that Hyundai, huh, big guy?
Yep.
Did you notice the machine I bought?
No.
Oh, man. I'm talking sexy. I mean, fight off the female sexy car.
Where is it? Oh, it's in the shop right now.
The Hyundai Excel isn't built to impress the neighbors. It's built to impress its owners. The dependable Excel from Hyundai. Cars that make sense.
Test drive the durable Hyundai Excel at Harold Hyundai and White Bear Hyundai.
For years, you've known us as Northwestern Bell.
Now you're going to know us by a new name, U.S. West Communications.
We're joining with Mountain Bell and Pacific Northwest Bell to serve you better.
We'll still be your local phone company, but we'll have the expanded resources of a total communications company,
bringing you today's newest technology to meet your changing needs.
West? That's a name I can live with.
Now Northwestern Bell is U.S. West Communications.
In July, get this Green Thumb 60-foot hose and Suncast Sidewinder hose reel for just $7.99 each at participating True Value hardware stores and home centers.
Here in Atlanta, delegates and guests are streaming into the Omni Coliseum, getting ready for tonight's acceptance speech by Michael Dukakis.
And for a lot of folks, Colleen, it will be their very first opportunity to hear Michael Dukakis speak at length, which is, of course, why it's such an important address for the presidential candidate. Let's go down to the convention floor now to Alan Cox. And Alan, a couple of questions. What should we look for tonight, and what does the Dukakis campaign hope to accomplish by tonight?
Well, Skip, despite the lower television ratings these conventions have been getting, tonight's speech will give Dukakis his biggest audience yet. And the candidate has been working on the speech in longhand much of the time since last Saturday, ensconced in a suite atop the Hyatt Hotel. In a briefing a few hours ago, his press secretary, who served the same function 4 years ago for Walter Mondale, explained how Dukakis will tie together what delegates have heard the past 3 days.
The themes that we've heard in the principal speeches of the convention and combines them, in his own words, into a unified message for all Democrats.
And of course, that message will include some of the themes spoken by Jesse Jackson 2 nights ago. Let's find out what some of the Minnesota delegates who represent those various candidacies up to this point think of that. Rick Cardenas is a delegate from St. Paul. What would you like to hear in the speech tonight, Rick?
Oh, I would so much like to hear that Dukakis would implement a nuclear freeze so we can pay for some of those programs that Jesse Jackson's been talking about.
Thank you, Rick. Eleanor Coleman is an alternate from Burnsville who supported Jesse Jackson. Eleanor, what do you think should be in that speech tonight?
Well, certainly I will be listening intently to see how he plans to include the entire concerns of the delegation here within the room here. I certainly want to hear what he plans to do about the farm issue. That's going to be of key importance to the people back home in Minnesota. And then, of course, what he's going to do about the Jackson platform, since there were some things he had problems with.
Thank you, Eleanor. Margaret Anderson is a Dukakis delegate from St. Peter. Margaret, what do you think should be in that speech tonight to help the Minnesota DFL?
I think Michael Dukakis should express his strong support of the platform, specifically education for all people, and also optimism about the future and about this campaign and the success of it.
Margaret, thank you very much. Well, there you have it. A lot of ideas for a brief speech. We'll find out in 2.5 hours. Skip, Colleen.
All right, thank you, Alan. Tonight's primetime speech by Michael Dukakis is one of the highlights of this convention, certainly, and scheduled to capture as large a television audience as possible. But in this age of videotapes, that may be difficult. Even here in Atlanta, the nightly dose of convention coverage has sent people streaming to their local video rental stores. Rating services tell us that the combined coverage of the three networks on Monday drew only 1 out of every 3 viewers. Viewership, however, rose to more than 50% on Tuesday when Jesse Jackson addressed this convention.
And the Dukakis people are obviously hoping that will happen again tonight when their man is up there. We'll cover that address and get Minnesota's reaction to it immediately following the speech. David?
Thank you, Skip. It was 1 year ago, the day after tomorrow, that we learned the hard way of the inadequacy of our flood control system. And so today, construction began on still another phase of a new Bassett Creek tunnel that will carry stormwater runoff into the Mississippi. And thus, it is hoped to cancel the possibility of the flooding that hit us so hard last July 23rd. Total cost of the project will be about $33 million, with a completion date set for 1991.
And as much as we need the rain, we are happy to say there is no sign of an anniversary sequel. But there are signs of another lovely day tomorrow. Mark Strell with a forecast of it in a moment.
Your better Buick dealers just got even better. $1,100 better. Now save $1,100 on any new Skylark in stock equipped with Buick's Value Option Package. But that's not all. Get $400 more factory cash back. Combined, your total savings can add up to $1,500 on a luxurious new Skylark with air conditioning, cruise control, AM/FM stereo cassette, and much more. But you better hurry while the selection is still excellent. That's $1,500 savings on the beautiful new Skylark for a limited time at your better Buick dealer.
What you're about to see could make frying bacon obsolete. New Hormel microwave bacon. Our unique packets actually broil the bacon in your microwave while they remove the grease. What could be better than that?
There's the pitch. It's going deep. It's out of here.
No matter what you plan for the summer, Kentucky Fried Chicken has a hot double play special for you. Enjoy a 2-piece meal with the Colonel's tender fried chicken, mashed potatoes and gravy and coleslaw, only $2.49. Or the 12-piece special with large mashed potatoes and gravy and large coleslaw for $11.99. KFC has something special for every summertime occasion, and that's worth celebrating. The Colonel's new double play specials only at KFC.
We do chicken right.
Join WCCO Television and holiday travel in beautiful New England this autumn. Enjoy Vermont, New Hampshire, Niagara Falls, Boston, and in New York City attend a Broadway show and see the Moscow Circus. Choose a 13-day motor coach tour from $1,099 per person double or a 10-day round-trip air tour from $1,459. For your free brochure, call the WCCO New England hotline, 1-800-826-2266.
I don't know if you noticed it this morning, or if you did, going out looking at the lawn, an odd appearance that either it had recently rained or somebody had illegally watered the lawn, but it turns out it was dew out there, something I haven't seen in a long time.
I go out and check that every morning, don't you, Dave?
Oh, yes, indeed.
Yeah.
Not the measurement of it. No, but
Yeah.
you're right. It was glistening, absolutely glistening. I hadn't seen that.
We often go out on dew patrol early in the morning.
Oh,
and,
you don't even.
No, we do,
Get
honest.
outta
It's,
here.
we took a pledge as weathermen a long time ago. I swear to you.
Is that true?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, we had some
Get 'em
dew.
outta here.
The dew
the
point
weather.
was fairly high last night, and the temperature met the dew point. In fact, we were looking at some spotty fog around the metropolitan area. But we did see some dew. Congratulations for getting out and scoping that out. 84 degrees right now, mostly sunny skies. 85 is the high temperature. That's right on par with the average for this date. No rainfall, but we had some dew this morning, huh? 5:48 sunrise, 8:50 the sun sets. This is live National Weather Service radar, and there are some showers to be found around the metropolitan area. In fact, to the north in Chisago County is Santa County, a nice little small baby thunderstorm up to the north. Most of this stuff is moving to the south at about 25 miles per hour, and we're seeing a little line of showers, maybe some thunderstorms develop there as well. So there is still a threat of some showers and thunderstorms in the Twin Cities tonight. Here's why. Last night we were talking about that upper air disturbance, and if you squint your eyes real hard, you can see that on the radar. It's this swirling mass of clouds that, for the most part, has moved off into central Wisconsin, but we're still getting a little bit of kind of the swirling action here in the Twin Cities, and that's why we're still seeing some isolated showers and thunderstorms, and that's, again, why the showers are moving to the south. Elsewhere across the nation, we're seeing showers and thunderstorms from Maine all the way down to Texas, one contiguous line. And in fact, last night, 7 inches of rainfall, as we mentioned, in southern Indiana. Flooding is a result there. Also around this line of showers and thunderstorms, up to 2 to 3 inches of rainfall. Right now in the Twin Cities, temperatures are generally in the 80s, 85 degrees at Alex. Temperatures and humidities and dew points all fairly comfortable. Tomorrow, we can boast that we'll have some of the nicest weather here in the entire nation. High pressure will be in control, push most of the showers and thunderstorms further to the east. We'll have warm temperatures and lower dew points once again. Here's our forecast for tonight. Partly cloudy skies, a low of about 55 degrees. Winds will be light and variable. For Friday, sunny skies, a bit warmer. High temperatures near 87, winds out of the south. Friday night, clear skies, mild temps again, low of about 60. And on to Saturday, partly cloudy. A warming trend continues. Highs will peak out in the low 90s. Sunday, Monday, and Tuesday will start out highs in the 90s, partly sunny conditions each day, slight chance of an isolated thunderstorm or two. Lows will be in the 60s. Incidentally, it was 5 years ago on this very date, Vostok, Antarctica, the coldest temperature ever recorded on Earth, 129 degrees below zero. Glad I wasn't the one reading the thermometer.
I'm glad you weren't either.
Yeah.
Thank you very much,
Thank
Mark.
you.
Okay.
Tony Parker will bring us up to date on the day's sports news in just a moment.
What's a busy family like you making for dinner?
We are making
a phone call.
Kick off your shoes, let down your hair. Call the order in and we're on our way. A bounty of food you can't wait to eat. Fabulous dishes all ready to heat.
If you live in Edina, St. Louis Park, West Bloomington, Hopkins, and parts of Minnetonka and Richfield, now you can get delicious meals delivered free in about 30 minutes. Just call 942-9500.
Call the order in and we're on our way.
It's the Wise Buy sale at Menards with savings for smart shoppers. Glidden Endurance stains are on sale now, and the name says it all. Glidden stains give beautiful, long-lasting protection to your home, your deck, fencing, and more. Save on easy-to-use latex stains or deep penetrating oil stains on sale now in over 50 colors, just $7.98 per gallon. That's Glidden stains from Menards Wise Buy sale.
America's hardest brand at Menards.
The Nissan Maxima is an exceptional investment. After all, it's got the same fuel-injected engine as our Z-Car. It's loaded with executive perks. Not to mention power everything. And for a limited time, you can get $1,000 cash back, making it one of the best investments on Wall Street or any other street. And you don't even need a broker.
He saves lives, he saves planets. And now, you can save at the July Sidewalk Sale at Eden Prairie Center. Superman appears live July 21st.
On WCCO Radio, we have 186 different news segments every day. From world and local news to business, weather, sports, and more. Turn to WCCO AM Radio 830, where the news runs like clockwork.
Driving along, listening to the game last night, I thought, Spike Owen batting for Jim Rice, and it brought up one of the great trivia questions, the only person ever to pinch hit for Ted Williams. And the answer, in case you don't know, is Gail Henley. And does anybody care?
Yeah.
No.
No, I knew that. Didn't you, Don? Sure. Had that right there.
Rice has been having
Didn't have his
terrible
first name right. I had Bob Henley.
Rice is terrible year, just boiled over last night.
Did not handle it well. No, Boston DH Jim Rice has been suspended by the club for 3 days for jumping manager Joe Morgan last night in the Sox dugout after Morgan pinch hit light-hitting Spike Owen for Rice. Now, the manager and Owen, who along with Owen got into a rhubarb. He was in the bottom of the 8th inning, and he had Owen bunt, and Ellis Burks moved down to second base. That was the strategy. But Rice, however, apparently took umbrage, and he went into the dugout, grabbed the manager by the shoulders, and pulled him down into the runway. Now, witnesses say that it took a number of players to break up the shouting match. Rice, though, has been unhappy since the Sox signed another good DH, Larry Parrish, about a week ago. Apparently, he sees Parrish as his replacement as he gets older in his career. And the manager, Morgan, has said that Parrish will get a lot of playing time. Well, we may have missed the Morgan-Rice number, but there was plenty of other drama to go last night. Al Newman's run-scoring double in the top of the 10th broke a 5-5 tie. Bush's sac fly made it 7-5 Twins. Then Gare came on to pitch in the bottom of the inning. He walked 2, got 1 out. Keith Atherton came on, and yep, here it is. Keith gave up the gopher ball to Todd Benzinger, his 5th homer of the year. That made the final score 9-7. Boston handed the Twins their first series loss on the road this season. Now, we don't have to tell you that it was not a good series for the Twins in Boston. The Twins went out there 3 games out and came back 5.5 games off the pace. But it's not all that bad. The future is looking brighter. The Twins will open the weekend series in the Dome against the Baltimore Orioles, the worst team in baseball, while Oakland will battle the American League East leader, the Detroit Tigers. Well, the Minnesota Timberwolves still haven't signed a head coach, but they did another number in the front office today. Billy McKinney has been named the director of player personnel. McKinney comes to the Wolves from the Chicago Bulls, where he served as assistant vice president of operations. He played 7 years in the NBA, where he established himself as a very popular player in the league.
We think he is our type of person in the sense that everything I know about Billy McKinney is long-term oriented. It's first class. It reflects a commitment not only to athletic competition and entertainment, but to a participation in the community.
I've always been overly optimistic, and we have long-range commitments here, long-term goals. And we're going to take the philosophy of the Marines. We're going to go out, and I'm looking for a few good men to come in here and play and be successful.
There you go, Don.
Yeah, I'm ready. Point guard.
They announced ticket prices. Get in line, $350 to $25, roughly.
That's the cheapest in the league, $350,
yeah,
isn't it?
Lowest in the league.
All right, well, that's terrific.
Thanks, Tony.
Doctors in the Twin Cities using a new kind of laser beam that could help thousands of Minnesotans. We're going to explain that to you in just a minute and show it to you.
Here's terrific news. Yugo's giving $750 cash back.
$750 cash on new 88 Yugos?
That's right, $750 cash back on the same tough Yugo that beat 40 competitors in the one lap of America.
You mean on top of Yugo's incredibly low price, you get $750 back on the spot?
That's the deal.
That's not a deal. It's a steal. Where do I go?
To your participating Yugo dealer right now. But hurry, this $750 cash back offer can't last.
It won't last.
It's a celebration of savings during Snyder Drugstore's July Jamboree Sale. Don't go anywhere without your Ever-Ready Energizer batteries in a variety of sizes, only $1.69. You save up to $1. Treat your hair with Revlon Flex Shampoo or Conditioner in assorted formulas. Get 3 for $4 during our Jamboree Sale. Special prices on the Mead Wireless Neatbook. The snag-free notebook now just 67 cents. Look for your July Jamboree Sale catalog for more savings at Snyder's, the old corner drugstore, for today.
I'm an American winner. I got 1,000 cash back on Dodge Daytona Pacifica.
And I'm a winner with 1,000 back on Chrysler LeBaron Coupe. We're American winners.
With 500 cash back on Jeep Cherokee.
Chrysler's made over 300,000 car buyers American winners. Now's your chance with America's Winners Clearance. Get $300 to $1,000 cash back on most Chrysler, Plymouth, Dodge, and Jeep Eagle models. The savings are back.
Be an American winner.
I want it all, everything. There isn't a thing I don't want. I want a car stereo, home stereo, personal portable, and a boombox. I want a camera, camcorder, VCR, little TV, big TV, CDs, lots of CDs, and blank tape. I want a washer, dryer, microwave, dishwasher, range, and a whole home office. I want everything that Best Buy sells, but I want to buy it right.
Everything at Best Buy is on sale Saturday.
Great. I'm out of town on Saturday.
Then shop our special bonus hours Friday night from 5 to 9.
All right. I want this car.
Best Buy. Everything's on sale.
Here's your chance to go to Sweden for the ultimate tailgate party when the Vikings beat the Bears. Find out if you're a winner next during Wheel of Fortune here on Channel 4.
Finally tonight, a medical story that could mean good news for more than 30,000 Minnesotans.
It's the number of people in the state who have purplish red marks on their skin. They're called port wine birthmarks. Lasers have been helpful in removing the birthmarks, but they often leave scars. But now a new laser at Abbott Northwestern Hospital can remove birthmarks without leaving scars. As Health and Science reporter Tony Vigneri explains, the laser uses color beams.
This is a dye laser. Splashes of color are added to the beam of light to transform the laser into something like an artist's brush. One sweep by the doctor can remove birthmarks by changing the pigment of the skin.
Interacting with the color in the skin to more or less cauterize that tissue to change the pigment of it.
The laser can easily remove small birthmarks, spots from broken blood vessels, and spider veins on the leg, as shown in this procedure. But the laser is extremely effective in treating port wine birthmarks, the kind Soviet leader Gorbachev has on his head. Such a birthmark is caused by abnormal blood vessels under the skin. But the dye laser can remove such a birthmark and do it safely.
This laser has a very minimal depth of penetration, just a couple millimeters into the skin, and has the benefit of not harming surrounding tissues. You can target very minute blood vessels without causing a lot of tissue damage.
This is a photo of a woman with a port wine birthmark before the laser procedure and after the procedure. Kathy Banks hopes the laser will work as well for her. She has a skin and muscle disease that has left red spots all over her face.
To get a fairly clear complexion for the first time in about 15 years.
Since the older type lasers left scars, they weren't used on children under 17. But because the dye laser doesn't leave scars, children with large birthmarks who were untreatable before can now have those birthmarks safely removed. Tony Vigneri, WCCO Television News, Minneapolis.
And that's tonight's 6 p.m. report.
Good night.
In the world of hair care, it's difficult to know what is right for you.
There are so many products, I don't know what to buy. It looks great. What should I be using on my hair at home?
You should use Paul Mitchell. With Paul Mitchell shampoo, conditioner, and spray, you can keep your hair looking like it does when I do it.
Thanks for caring, Paul Mitchell.
Paul Mitchell does not want you to buy his products anywhere except from your hairdresser.
You may not believe what I'm about to tell you, such is the nature of advertising. But let me tell you about a revolutionary product from Hormel. Top Shelf. Complete line of main course meals that stay fresh without the use of a freezer, a refrigerator, or for that matter, a single preservative. They microwave in 1/3 the time it takes frozen, and they taste like they're fresh from the kitchen. Well, that may sound like quite a mouthful, but then it is.
Friends, you can save hundreds and hundreds of dollars during our summer savings spree. It's going on right now. Today is a giant Viking Chevrolet in downtown Fridley. Look at this. 1984 Ford Escort. Do I love the price? Only $3,488. Do I love the payment? Only $89 a month. You're going to love Viking Chevrolet. Let's pick the phone. Call the hottest number in town. Do it. 786-6100. Oh, we'll see you here.
WCCO Television, Minneapolis, St. Paul, Channel 4.
Look at this studio, filled with glamorous merchandise, fabulous and exciting bonus prizes, including for dazzling nights and glamorous occasions, spectacular ruby earrings with a matching ring. Want to fly down the highway, then hop into this jaunty BMW convertible. Vacation in your own backyard around this gorgeous San Juan fiberglass swimming pool. Plus thousands of dollars in cash. Over $192,000 just waiting to be